Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're talking to Coach Caren because it's Wednesday, so you know it's time to talk about money. I'm Carolina for California Cover Ups, and my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, is running stuff in the background as our producer. Hey, Fran,
Hi, Brad.
so much for your hard work. Uh, and so we're going to get this party started because we have Coach Caren, your money mindset coach, all the way from Toronto, Canada, here with nuggets to help us wrap our mind around the things that keep us from being profitable in business and from really understanding what's going on with the money.
hmm hmm hmm
Without further ado, I want to introduce to some, present to others, Miss Caren Fern, your money mindset coach, known all over the web as the Island Girl Hustle. So if you're looking for her on Facebook, you can either type in her name, Caren with a C, or you can look under Island Girl Hustle and you will find information so that you can contact her. Okay, with that, I want to say to everybody, sit back, relax, hydrate. I hope you have a pencil and pen because, Coach is always dropping some nuggets that we need to write down so that we can apply later. How you doing this morning, Caren?
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. What a fabulous day. I woke up this morning. Thank you, Lord.
There you
And I'm
go.
here to present. Fabulous, fabulous. So, all this month, we've been talking about mind of matter.
Yep.
And I'm just going to do a little quick intro. We talked about living your dream, understanding the dream is for you. Then last week, we spoke on when you do it hard, you fall soft. And we talk about giving yourself permission to be messy and correct when
Mm.
need be and all that sort of stuff. This week, we're going to talk about, are you doubting the simple things life is offering up to you, the simplicity of your life, and are you complicating it? Really and truly, that's what we do. We do. I say we do because there's so many times, it is so not complicated, and we complicate things. We do. And so we're going to talk about getting up and doing it right now.
Mhm.
Whatever that is, get up and get it done, and do it while feeling afraid, because you gonna. Every level is gonna make you feel afraid, and do it simply. If it feels too simple, still do it. Still do it. Still do it. I'm writing my all my programs, all my courses in my program. And one of the things
Uh-huh.
I'm asking people to do is write their money story. And I give them questions to answer so that they can go back and write that story. And I like to do a lot of things that I'm offering up for people to do. Like, I literally go back and do the things I'm telling people to do. I walk myself through it because there's so many different things that sometimes you forget about. So when you sit
Mhm.
quietly and you start writing your money story, where it come from, what happens, what's happening in your mind that causing you start picking up on things that you never thought of. Conversation you overheard, it wasn't for you, but it triggered something inside of you. And if you quiet enough, you're going to see what it's trickling every single time it comes up. It's like the person who says, this program is $8,000 and I'm going to pay for it. I got my card out, I'm ready to go. And then there's the people who hear 8,000 and they're running for the hills. One of the questions, it's not about whether the program good or bad. The question you really need to ask yourself is, are you afraid if you spend the $8,000 there would be no more coming? Or are you afraid to spend the $8,000 because you don't know that you can apply yourself to what you're being taught? And then when you start asking those questions and you deal with those questions before you even approach the coach, the program, whatever it is you were taking, you would really understand it's doable. And then the regret people, they buy it. Most people regret when they spend $8,000. That's like a fact. You buy a car for 35 grand, you're going to regret it. I don't care how rich you are. That's how it works. But once you process through those things, and I don't think people realize that when people are rich and they buy an expensive piece of something, whatever that something is, they
Mhm.
feel regret. There's a level of regret everybody feels when you spend a lot of money. But you go in, the people who is starting to understand that, they go in, and if they did the work, they go in and they're like, well, here is why I am doing it. So they go in buying it. But the regret doesn't change in terms of you don't not feel it. It's just a different level of regret, or maybe
Oh.
not as big. But sometimes we think that they don't feel it. I love
Yeah,
watching.
yes, absolutely. I mean, I don't know why we feel that way, but we do. It's like they have plenty. They don't feel that.
And they do, because you partner with the thing you work for. You partner with the thing you create something out of, and now it's earning you money. So you're parting with that money. Most people that made a lot of money came from nothing, came from, very poor situation. Not everybody, they're the
Mhm.
inheritance people, but most people, um came from nothing. My mom has a very good friend, and people see them rich at the moment, but if you talk to really old people, will tell you when her grandfather or great grandfather, and what he did, he just pick up scrap iron and the coconut. When you open a coconut, there's this kind of a husk inside of it, and
Mhm.
he would collect the husk. He had this idea and develop it into whatever he did develop it into, and then over time, he was a man of thinking about things and working it through. And he was one of the biggest in the Caribbean toilet paper factory.
Mm.
And eventually, after all this stuff I'm talking about, and he was the kind of guy that he worked his worker for about 6 to 8 months a year, and 4 months out of the year you didn't work, but he paid you.
Mm.
And he had the only company at the time that did that. And people used to be, if you work there, you retire. You never left to be.
Yeah. It's
He
like,
was thinking about the families. He was thinking already about legacy, if you will. And that's the way he raised and did with his family. So the people who listen, my mom said there's an older guy used to say the people who listen did well. And the people who didn't listen didn't do well. And so they talk about him and being rich and not giving back. But he said this was a man that gave back, but you had to pay attention to get what he was given. He would always say to people, you make a big announcement, you're off for 4 months, make it count.
ah,
If you need help,
nice.
come to me. You get in 4 months, make it count. If you need help, come to me. And very few people came to him. He was offering up a service, but they never took it in.
Wow.
They never took it in. The people who took it in benefited from it, and their children benefited from it. So there's a whole bunch of people that is not related to this woman I'm talking about, but they're like family because over time, their children, their grandchildren, her children, they all know each other. They're not blood family, but they became family because they worked for her great grand. Yeah, it was a great grandfather. Yes.
Wow.
Never tell
Nice.
you what they're missing out of. And so we have to understand when we're given something and it sounds so simple, because his speech was simple. You got 4 months, make it count, and ask if you need help. That's so simple. That is so simple. But when people are so used to just not doing anything that they go into work to do, sometimes it's hard for them to think beyond, even though it's given to them. And I think that's what God does. He gives us these simple things, and we think it's so simple. And so we don't really take him up on it. Lots of times.
Someone said if it doesn't if the price is little, it's not as valued, and I don't know why that is.
Because we have been schooled, whether we understand it or not, into the train of thought that it has to be difficult
Hmm.
for
Hey,
something good
Pat,
to
how
come
you
out of
doing?
it.
Huh?
Hey, Pat, we've been schooled, and there's no specific point that we really understand, that we can really pinpoint at times that we, gather this information. It's
Hmm.
just been handed down over time, and we just took it as that's the way it has to be. We don't see that. I watched this crazy little movie, and my sons were laughing at me when I was watching it. But this family had this son that wasn't too, I guess, all there, if you will. That's what they say about him. But he was slow, and he would pray a lot. And he said to his mom died, and he said to his brother, he says, "I'm gonna have to follow what God tell me to do now because there's nobody." And his brother said, "Listen, I'm going to give you a shelter, but stop telling me that. Go get a job." He goes, "No, I can't get a job because God said I got to wake up this time and I got to do this." And everybody thought he was crazy, plain and simple. But eventually he decided to take one day and follow everything God told him to do. And all the things he did made no sense until the end of the movie, of course, because he was being led into what he was supposed to do, but it never it was crazy. It's crazy
Hmm.
and simple, and that's the problem. We want this straight line in what we know already. And
Mm-hmm.
what he pushes us to do is something we can't even think about. We can't fathom. And that's the very thing you got to do. And it's hard to do because you haven't done it, but it's not hard. It's just hard to do because you haven't done it. And that's why it's so simple. He said to David, he said, get out your bed. And he got out his bed. He said, take a shower. This is the guy narrating. So he took a shower. He said, no, go to the coffee shop. He went to the coffee shop. He said, God, I have no money. Somebody offered to buy him a coffee. He got the coffee. He left the coffee shop. He was instructed to go down the road. He started walking. He saved a
Mm-hmm.
child from running into a car. He kept walking. He saved somebody from something else. He was just doing all these things as he was instructed. I'm bringing around to us. We are instructed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so simple that we don't even pay attention.
Oh my goodness.
We don't even pay attention. And the people who we think are disabled, dyslexic, this, that, I'm not even trying to call the word. Today, the word is not happening. Forget it. On any spectrum, if we were to, because I've worked with handicapped kids, if we would just spend some time, what they do is slow us down and give us time to think. When you're presented with a child that doesn't function well, you
Mm-hmm.
are going at an exorbitant rate. And he is slowing you down to pay some attention to some things. Whatever those things is, you need to find out. You
Ah.
definitely need to find out if you were presented with a child like that or they're in your family. You need to go find out what is it you're missing? What's it you're doing wrong? What is it you're attempting to do that is not in line with what you're supposed to do? All right, off my soapbox, stop lecture. But the point is, get up and do it. Whatever it is you're supposed to do, get up and do it. And do it while
What?
you feel afraid because it's going to. Pardon?
Say that again. The point is what?
The point is, whatever you're supposed to do, get up and do it. Do it
Oh,
right now.
okay.
Make the first step. Do the first thing. Just the first thing. And the other steps is going to come. Just get up
Okay.
and do it right now. You know what it is. Get up and do it. Go do that thing that's been bugging you forever in your head. And you keep saying to yourself, I can't do it. And you keep saying to yourself, I can't do it. And then you
Mm-hmm.
find a way to do it. You get it done. You get it done because tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you'll be really beating yourself up double because you didn't do that one simple thing. If it was getting a coach, getting somebody to do strategy, getting a social media manager, whatever it is, get up and do it for your business. Project what you need to get done and go do it. You'll find a way to pay for it, to be in it, to find the time to do it. You will, but you got to set that up.
Hey, a preacher's kid is here.
Who?
Wow, that goes way back. How you doing?
Who's here?
Preacher kid.
Oh my! Oh, woohoo!
Right. From
Love this!
yeah, so back in the day, how you doing?
Oh
He's
my God!
he's doing well. He was working on several degrees. I hope you've had much success.
Yes! Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh, look, we're
word!
all distracted. Yeah,
Yes!
yeah. Pat remembers him.
Yes! Love this! Wow!
Yeah,
We're still at it. You see, we're still at it. We're still doing our thing, right?
yeah. He says he's almost done. He's focused. I love that. I love that when people are focused on a goal.
Focus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what you were saying. Make the first step.
Yeah, make the first step. Make the first step. Do it afraid. You're gonna do it afraid. All the people who are doing their PhD, all the people who are finishing going to law school, they're very afraid. The people who are becoming doctors, they're very afraid. The person who performed your first surgery, the first time they cut somebody open, they're very afraid. But they still have to do it because this is what they know that they have to do. So they'll
Hmm.
do it, and they're afraid. Yes, people say, "Well, I don't want anybody to cut me if they're afraid." They're not going to tell you they're afraid. Sorry to tell you this. They're just going to do it, and you're not going to know, but they were afraid.
Well, hopefully there will be someone there to supervise.
Yes, someone
Okay.
can supervise, but you still, that's still the one with the stopper in the hand. If that's their turn, that's still the
Yeah.
person who's doing, and God is guiding their hands. My doctor said to me, he says, Caren, you'd be a fool to become a doctor and don't believe God is going to help you because then you
Okay.
shouldn't be a doctor. He says straight up, he said, I'm telling you, the surgeons in here, every one of us, whether we shout it to the roof or not, know that when we go in, we pray. We hold hands and we pray before we touch anybody because we're not trying to do it on our own. We're not trying that.
Exactly.
Not trying
Exactly.
that. All right. So yes. And again, do it simple. It feels too simple. That's why we don't do it. It feels too simple. You feel like you can't make a difference. You feel like you can't do anything that's going to make any sense. You are the key. You're the glue. You're the person for this specific assignment. Even if there's 100 people that has the same assignment, he has designed it so that the way you will deliver it will be suited to the people you are delivering it to. You are the person, the only person who can tell this group of people what they need and have them actually do what it is he set them out to do, because they also have, an assignment. But they need you to help them deliver their assignment. That's why we're an extension of each other. Whatever your assignment is for this group of people, big or small, that's
Hmm.
your assignment. That's what you're supposed to do. Before I became a coach, I was being trained. You guys wouldn't believe it. And the ladies here know it, but I've been trained in so many ways that I couldn't tell you this is where it would lead me. But I would constantly ask him, why am I getting all these things? Why do I need this again? Why do I need this again? And then I will go ahead and I would do it. And lots of times I never got the answer right away. You
Mm.
know, and when I mean right away, it took years to get the answer for some things. But I was getting little answers along the way. I was really getting little answers along the way. And because they were so simple and so subtle, that some of them I didn't notice till long after.
Oh.
But they were there. I didn't notice until long after. I
Oh.
didn't notice until long after. I think the first time
Okay.
I noticed something that I was positioned, because I often tell you guys I started my business because, well, I start saying this is my news thing. God offered me the keys to start my business when I was 9 years old, and it didn't show up with the keys. It shows up with somebody stealing my bus ticket. It showed up with
Mm.
somebody offering to buy an orange fig because I was asking him what's next. And that was what I was seeing. The bigger picture really was me getting Jenny out of the situation she was in. I mean, she was praying to God to get out of her situation. So he had to place me in a roundabout way. I had to learn some lessons so I can help her. That was my extension. That was the extension she needed. She was praying for. It never showed up how she expected it to. It showed up with a child. It showed up with a child. And that's a hard for an adult to listen to a child. Period.
Hmm.
Period. It's a hard thing, but that's how he does it. That's how it shows up. You gotta, people say I believe, but one of the biggest problem is, and I'm gonna say this. So if you listen, don't get mad at me if you like. But most people go to church every Sunday, but they're not the believers. They show up, but they're not the believers.
Hmm.
They say
That's
they
true.
believe, but they're not the believers. They're not the
Hmm.
believers. They pray and they ask, why are you allowing this to happen to me, God? I come to church every Sunday and I pray to you. Like, why are you allowing this to happen to me? But he's doing the same thing to you or I. He's telling you, but you don't believe. You're questioning it. Sure, I'm a questioner, but I still follow. I follow the things that I don't want to do. Believe you me. Yes.
All right. So we're going to make the first step, and then we're going and make it simple,
Yep.
keep it uncomplicated. That's really
Just
one
find it
of our
very simple.
values here. That's one of our values here at Biz Chicks. We do not like convoluted crap. And it's one of the reasons why we started Biz Chicks, because we wanted to talk to people about business in a simple way that's easy to do and apply so that they could get on with the business of doing their business. So I appreciate that when you say do it simple.
Very simple, very simple. God wants you to have fun. He loves music, he loves when you're having fun. And all the stuff we're doing, it's really, really, truly not necessary. It's not necessary. We got to get in there and get it done. Simple. Love the districts with that. Very simple. Very simple. Everybody has complicated at different time and different levels how business should be run. And it really comes down to a few things. You're in business to make money.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep. It's so simple to make money. And you are to help people solve their problems. Hmm? Very simple. Yep. And you're to tell people how you're going to help them solve the problem. And while they're worried about how they're going to do it, Your job, I said this yesterday on the live, when you're in business, you're a commissioned based sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes that word. That's why they don't want to use it. So we use everything. But we are a commission based sales rep. And so every day we work without pay. And then we get paid. Maybe. And then we get paid. Maybe. But once we understand the simple process that we need to allow people to follow, we start getting paid more frequently. And then, and then. But what everybody wants to get to that, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to get through.
They don't want to go through the then. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They don't want to go through the then. I can't tell you how people say to me, kind of love what I do, but I don't want to sell. Uh, I just want to, but why can't I just hire a sales rep? Because he or she also can't sell for you because you don't know what you're selling. I'm sorry. They can't sell for you because you have to know what value, what's the mission in your company, what the customer, what's the end results for the customer, what are they walking away with, why would they want to do what you're asking them to do. They want to know this, and even when they know this, they want to know how much time it's going to take. And a lot of marketers are really afraid to say this thing is going to take a year,
Mm-hmm.
this thing is going to take 2 years. Honestly, if you want to lose weight, it's going to take you 2 years. I told a friend of mine that, and she says, Carmel, I see people do it in 6 months, 3 months. What, like, who's going to wait for 2 years? I said, if you want to lose weight and lose it well, it's going to take you 2 years. The first 90 days, you're getting used to the idea that you are not going to be walking in this body anymore. The next 90 days, you're going to start believing that this could actually happen. So you're
Mm-hmm.
going to work out here and there and everywhere, but not consistently. And then the other 90 days, if you start doing it, you're going to feel your energy go up. You're going to feel a little different. You're not going to lose any weight yet, but you're still going to have to believe. So you keep working out. And don't you follow the nonsense that you don't have to work out because your body needs to move if you're going to eat. Okay. And then the final 90 days, so that's the first year, you're going to see some results. And can I tell you, if you're eating right and you're doing that, you probably only lost about 10 to 15 pounds. Yes, I know I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm going to tell you, you're probably not going to lost more than about 10 to 15 pounds. The only way you're going to lose more is if you start eating a certain way, use diet powder, whatever it is you're using to drop it. If not, if you're going the normal route, you're not going to lose a lot of weight. But boy, once you're consistent, at some point it start moving, it start going, and you wouldn't even notice until people stop you and say, oh my god, you lose a lot of weight, and you're like, yeah. Now you're in year 2 and you're going at it, and then at some point you're starting to tone up. You could lose a lot of weight, yes, in 3 months, but you don't lose it in the first 3 months because you don't believe you could, you don't understand the skin you're in. So it's all those processes in the mind that's happening that is not allowing you to lose the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Right back to mind. All that's in your mind and what's happening is stopping the process. So it's not like it can't, but you wouldn't because you are doubting yourself. You're arguing to keep the weight you're on because you have enough clothes to fit that size. That means you gotta have to buy new clothes. So you better well stay with where you are.
All righty.
Money and mind was covered in that scenario, people.
Just saying. Okay, so we got our mind together. We've made the first step. We're keeping it simple. And what do we need to do?
And you need to go through feeling afraid. Afraid should
Oh,
not be make you scared. It should give you the fuel. It should, being afraid should give you the fuel, because once you afraid. I like put afraid on the top of the mountain. So the minute you get over the afraidness, that specific afraidness, if that's such a word, afraidness, just that, and you
fear.
start going down the other side, that fear lessens. And the reason fear stays with us throughout our lives is because fear does this. It goes up to the mountain, and as soon as you slide down and you start getting comfortable, new fear. So you pass over that fear, you up, new fear, you come back down, new fear. So fear is always there. Fear is to push you, move you through, get you past. and see what you're made of. And you believe and you start trusting in what God has put inside of you, and you trust in yourself. This is the part where it's not like you stop trusting God. You start trusting yourself. You start trusting the things He's put inside of you already. And now you're trusting you. You're not copping out and saying, "But God didn't tell me what to do," because He's done. Now it's you. You're trusting you. You're trusting and believing the things you say. You become a liar, and this lie that you tell yourself cause you to doubt you and cause you to break down. You become a liar when you say, "I'm going to drink 10 glasses of water," and you only drink two. Stop it. Say, "I'm going to drink 1 glass of water a day. That's all I'm capable of. Now, if I get to two, I'm going to be very proud of me." That's it. Don't kill yourself. Don't lie to yourself. The lies is destroying you, because now you enter regret and guilt and blaming and
Mhm.
doubting. I can only drink 2 glasses of water. That's it. When I started working out 1 mile for 3 weeks, 1 mile, I don't care who laughed, 1 mile I was going. That's it. After 3 weeks, 2 miles. After 3 weeks, 3 miles. Now I'm up to 5 miles. But I was started with 1 mile, 1 mile for 3 weeks because I wanted to gain stamina. I wanted not to feel tired. I still had my work to do. 1 mile. Yes, 1 mile for 30 minutes. That's how slow. Yes, 1 mile. Keep it
Right.
simple. And that's what we talked about today. Stop doubting the simple things life is offering up to you.
Wow. Well, that was a head full. I want to talk about the fact that I was saying that Biz Chicks likes to keep things simple and uncomplicated.
Hmm.
A opportunity coming up this month for people to talk with three different experts, subject matter experts, to help them with their business. And all of that can be done for a very low price of $4.99. So you would get a session with three different specialists. And let me see if I can find this, what I'm looking for here. I'm going to put
The link in the
the
chat.
link in the chat. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if they're looking for an opportunity to do that, let me go over here, put it in the comments. You can click on this link and it'll take you where you can sign up and take advantage of that opportunity. This opportunity is only going to be available up until December 4th. So you need to sign up because they're taking appointments, and you can go in there and get some customized help for what it is you want to do. So I'm hoping that we've explained that in a way that people can understand it. And I'm going to put this link here. Oh, this is the link. Okay,
Mhm.
that's it. That's the one I want to put in because
Okay.
it says, here is the link.
Yes.
The other one just has the link.
Yes.
So,
Here's the link. You put it in, and it's going to help you keep you focused. People are going to help you in whatever area you need help in for the Pacific that you booked. And then you take it and you do it. And you do
yes.
it.
And
Yes.
so they're looking to assist you in the areas of social media. Let me pull this up: social media, marketing and branding, and pricing and sales. So if you need help with any of those areas, you want to sign up to talk to those subject matter experts while the
Yes.
price is still reasonable.
Yes. And that's a steal.
It's a
That's a
temporary.
steal.
It's a temporary price,
Yes. That's a steal.
so that you
That's
can
a
get your
real
feet wet in a
so
way that
mm,
will help you get started without breaking the bank.
yes. Yes.
But Coach, I just am really excited about the information that you shared with us today. It was great hearing from Preacher Kid and from Pat and
Yeah.
from all of you guys who tuned in, and those of you who are watching on the replay. We just want to say thank you so much for spending time with us.
Mhm.
And if you're looking for expert advice, click on the link and book an appointment.
There you
With
go.
that, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is Thursday and we're going to be talking about healthy pardon me, Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and Friends. I always go healthy first and I say
Yeah.
happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and Friends. So you want to tune in with that. Coach, do you have anything you want to share before we go? Any special courses? I know you've got
Yeah, I'm
some
working
things
on
coming
4 Hour
up.
Workday. The copywriter is still finishing up on the module, so that I'm just putting it out so people can sign up and get information when they're ready. This is a lot. Again, it's a lot about focus, a lot about productivity. You can learn a heck a lot about sales, and a lot of hands-on sales coaching you're gonna get, because I find people, it's hard for them to really be able to do what they need to do without somebody standing right there. And sales training is just that. It's, if you don't practice it, it's just hard to do. And so that's where you get on the 4 hour workday. It really showing people, again, the simple strategy where you set things up front and it doesn't need to take that long. So you can actually get it done. And everywhere, Island Girl Hustle.
Sounds good. So there's the link. It's in the chat for those of you who are watching on the different channels that we are streaming to today. So everyone can see it in order to sign up for expert assistance with your business. And
Yes.
don't forget, guys, to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you here tomorrow, same time, same station. Have a great day. Yeah. Hold on.